I mean, Jackson, for you first. I mean, 7 total touchdowns today. Can you just kind of walk us through what you were feeling and seeing on the field?
Yeah, no, we just we trusted it all week, and we had a good game plan going into the game. And like I said, we trusted it all week. We trusted it, during the game, and obviously the O-line did a great job. Receivers caught the ball. Running backs did a good job. So, I mean, couldn't have done it without any of those guys.
For all 4 of y'all, I know last year ended in a kind of 3-way tie, and it's the same case this year. I know that doesn't detract from the accomplishment, but what does it mean to go back-to-back and obviously 4 in the last 5 seasons?
It means everything to us. Obviously, we never want to tie. We always want to go 10-0, but the way that this team did it was incredible. All the things that we've went through, especially us as a class, in the past few years, and for it to culminate in this, we're just so happy that it ended up like this. It means everything to us.
For Jordan, you've been kind of the captain of this stout secondary unit all year. How does it feel to see all your efforts come to fruition?
It's so beautiful. It's what life's all about, honestly. Like, I love those guys. I love everyone on the team. So seeing just everyone ball out there, even at the end of the game, Coop getting in there, getting a pick, AB in there, man, that's just amazing. I love it. So, yeah, I love those guys.
To speak more on the win today, man. What does it mean? Like you guys said, you've been in a tough situation as a class. You've gone through it all, back-to-back Ivy championships.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows how much work we all put in. Like, it's a lot of stuff we got to do every single day with school and football. The pressure on you. So us getting out here, getting this dub with the guys, with the people you love, it's just amazing. That's what life's all about. So I'm grateful. Thank you, God, all these guys. I'm grateful.
Grayson, can you kind of walk us through the 72-yard touchdown? Obviously, 124 receiving yards today.
124. That's nice. The 75-yard touchdown. I think the first thing I think about when I get asked a question like that is that touchdown happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday multiple times. I mean, Proc and I connected on that all week in practice. The offensive staff had a great plan going into the game. I mean, we knew what we were going to get, and we lined up there, and it was exactly what we thought. So, I mean, the Saturday part's just the icing on the cake. I mean, that's the part that everybody gets to see, but all week long that we've repped that same route. So, I mean, it feels really good to see it pay off.
You, this pass rush, I think after you and Micah's sacks today finished with 21 on the year, what was just maybe the most impressive thing about the unit through all?
Yeah, up front, I think we've just done a great job all year being relentless. All the guys around me, they want it more than any other group that I've ever been a part of. Whether it's the linebackers, Molly, Josiah, Darrell, whoever's in there, Cam Lee too, all those guys, including myself, we just want it more than everyone else, and we've done a really good job of effort. That's all it is. That's all pass rush is effort, and I'm really proud of the job that we've done as a unit, putting pressure on quarterbacks all year and helping us win games.
Question for all 4 of y'all. How did y'all feel when Yale recovered that onside kick?
I mean, it felt great. Obviously, you don't want to, be waiting on other teams to, win for you. But, I mean, just being out there, like all these guys said, with your guys, your brothers, the seniors we've been here with for 4 years, it's the culmination of it is pretty cool. So, I mean, it was icing on the cake. It was everything we wanted it to be. So.
And then I guess the question's for the seniors. This is your last game for Dartmouth, and you ended it with a title. I mean, how does that feel?
It feels amazing. I was just talking to Ejike, like, look at God working. Like, it's just so beautiful. Like I said, we put in so much work, like, under the scenes that people don't even, like, realize. So it's amazing to see all the hard work that we put in help us win. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the adversity we've gone through the last 4 years, obviously with Coach T and the stuff that we've been going through, it's been a lot, but I think it's made us who we are, and I mean, all these guys can attest to that. And like I said, it's cool to see it kind of finish the way it did. So with the title, we got 3, so it feels pretty good. Yeah.
Talk about sort of the realities of not having a postseason. You know, you win, you tie, but it's a 2-loss tie. Yeah, no, obviously, I mean, everybody wants to keep playing in the playoffs. I was fortunate enough to be a part of the Student Athlete Leadership Council within the Ivy League to kind of get that idea posed to the presidents, and I think it's gone super far. Obviously, you know, there's a long ways for it to go, but hopefully in the future we can, you know, show people what we're all about. The Ivy League's got really good football players, so I mean, every year we can, you know, hang with the best. So, I mean, hopefully down the road we see that happen. The rest of y'all chip in on that same question.
I mean, I've wanted this forever since freshman year, postseason, like just the competition going out there, like, yeah. But like Proc said, it's not really like completely up to us, so we're just waiting on that. Yeah.
Yeah, like these other guys said, I think the competition in the Ivy League is probably the best it's ever been. And I think there are definitely teams in this league deserving of having a chance at the postseason, but it's not in our control. We control what we can control, and that's trying to win an Ivy League championship every year, and that's what we did.
I'll add another perspective to it that I find kind of interesting. The fact that we do not have a postseason, you know, given we only have so many Ivy League games, we talk about it all the time. It kind of makes every Ivy League game a championship game. And that's, I mean, not everybody has that. I mean, you can, in other conferences. So I think that's makes a lot of pressure on every game, and there's a championship feel to every game because, of course, you have to win for your record, I mean, at the end of the season. So I think that part of it is good.
Does this feel like a championship for you guys? Or?
Of course. I mean, you have to, going into the game, I mean, you know, like, you have to win this game to have a chance at an Ivy League championship. So, I mean, definitely all week in preparation we're hearing about, I mean, you are playing for a championships. And that's, I mean, we heard we are playing for a championship when we played against Harvard as well and all these other teams. So I think that's another perspective to it.
Yeah, I mean, I just elated. I just can't say how proud I am of this football team, our players, our coaches, our entire support staff, our administration, across the board. I mean, it took everybody to put us in this situation to have a chance to finish the way we did this season. And you know, like I told the players out there, it's hard to find the words to say how proud you are of a group of guys that have just battled every week, and they've done everything we've asked them to do. So ever since last season ended, you know, we said, you know, if you're ready to set the bar higher, we need to set it higher, but you better be ready to do what it takes. And not once did they question anything. Not once did they not give every ounce of energy to try to raise the bar. And, you know, it didn't go perfect all season. There was a couple times there we could have packed it in. We could have given up. And but you just heard it from a couple of these guys. We're built differently. And I think just the tough times we've had to go through in the last few years, that's put us in a situation where we know we have to help each other. And I think that's the one thing that you could see us the way we played today. And there were some times offense maybe sputtered a little bit, defense picked it up, defense struggled a little bit, offense picked it up, and we took care of each other. And but to be able to finish the way we did today, you know, I just didn't want to think about it all week. It was hard. Didn't want to talk about it, and but obviously you have it in the back of your mind, and I'm just glad it ended and you know happened the way it did.
Kind of game specific first. I think it was 2 touchdown scores, obviously to close the second quarter and open the third quarter in effectively like 2 minutes. I mean, what did you see from your offense there? Obviously knowing you were going to get the ball back to start the second half, and kind of Brown obviously equalizing pretty quickly off of especially that first turnover.
Yeah, I mean, you jump out to a lead like we did, and all of a sudden you squander it. You know, it's just guys could panic, right? And our offense did. Our offense was excited to get back out there on the field, and they were very composed. And I thought that was the biggest thing is methodically just worked it down the field, and everybody knew where to be, what we needed to do, and hats off to the offensive staff for putting us in that situation. But that was huge to hit that touchdown. You essentially just, you take the air out of their balloon a little bit, and then coming out to start the second half, do the same thing, just to continually make them have to chase and make them, put ourselves in a position that, we make them a little bit more one-dimensional on their offense.
Jackson today, just in his ability to pick apart that Brown defense.
Yeah, just like I said, just his maturity showed today, his composure. He was in control. He was in a groove, and you could tell that. You could tell he had a groove going, and just felt very comfortable there. Were they all perfect plays? No, but he realized that the mistakes we made or the play we should have had, and he adjusted and corrected it. But I thought he did a really good job of running that offense out there and taking what they give us. And we talked about that you just take what they give you, and then you'll have an opportunity to hit it big. And that's what he did. Very patient.
I guess just commenting on Jackson, he missed 3 games this year and was able to come back and kind of help win the title. I mean, how does that kind of feel to see a quarterback bounce back like that?
That was great. I know he's a competitor. He just wants to be out on that field and play. He wants to be on that field and compete, and he wants to be on that field to help our offense be successful. And it was hard for him, but he did a really good job during those couple games that he was out, staying involved, staying engaged, helping out Grayson, helping out our offense. And so when he did come back, he didn't miss a beat. But I just once again, his resilience, and just to be able to go out there and perform and be able to bounce back when things didn't go his way. And it's nice having a leader like that, and it showed and paid off for us.
Coach, this is one of the toughest conferences in the FCS. 8 of the teams I think could go far in the postseason. I know I asked the guys that. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Does winning like that leave something to be desired?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of it, but it's out of our hands. Yeah, obviously, Proctor is part of the committee that talked about it and pushed it, and it's in the hands of the presidents now, and we have no say-so on that, and we're kind of outside, just watching. So it's just, it'd be great. I think it'd be interesting for sure.
What are your thoughts? Year 2 of sort of watching on a big screen. I guess last year's cell phones, but knowing you've done everything you can, and you just have to wait on another team to. A team you don't like playing, they're in the Ivy, they're one of your enemies, but suddenly they're the team that's got to do it for you guys.
I guess I owe Tony Reno a steak dinner in New York, I guess, when I see him. So, but no, I should tell you the truth. I went in Leveron and didn't watch. I was just kind of watching our players. I was like, you know what, I don't need to. But it's just, yeah. Obviously, it's you don't want to make it that hard for yourself, but we put ourselves in a situation where we gave our chance to win an Ivy League championship, and that's what we did today.
Is anything different if Yale doesn't finish off that job and you guys are standing here not champions?
No, I still would be just as proud as our guys. I mean, our guys went out there and played their butts off today and performed and did what we had to do. And, no, it wouldn't have changed at all. And just the way our team bounced back after last week's loss, to be able to come back and do what they did this week shows a lot about their character as an entire football team.
This is your 4th Ivy League title in 5 years. I mean, and you're losing a lot of seniors who've been instrumental in that run. How are you going to look to kind of keep building on that success next season?
Yeah, we're going to continue. We're going to keep the bar high, and our expectations are not going to change, and there's not going to be complacency. We're going to enjoy this one. This guy's worked hard. We're going to enjoy this, and but we got once it's over with, we got to get ready to prepare ourselves going forward. But no, I think we got a lot of good young players. We graduate some good players that have done a lot for us and have meant a lot and have won titles for us. But we also have a number of guys who they're ready for. It's their turn, and they're excited and they're anxious to have their opportunity to go out there and perform.
Ahead of the 2023 season, there was only one instance in Ivy League history where there was a 3-way tie, 3 teams, 5-team records. Obviously, that's happened the last 2 seasons. How does that kind of speak to both the competition within the conference, but also just kind of how much of a grind it is, especially that slog, the kind of last 8 weeks of the season?
Yeah. It's a balanced league for sure, obviously, and you just said the word grind. It's a grind, but you got to prepare for that grind. I think that's important, and you've got to do that in the preseason. You got to do that in the off season. You can't wait till the season and try to say, all right, we got to grind it out now. It's too late. But it's the teams that can battle through week in, week out, after each one, and because every game's going to be a battle. And, obviously, staying healthy is critical. But you also, the next guys have to be ready to go. Guys are going to get hurt, and you have to make sure guys are ready and they're developed to be able to step in and continue that. But yeah, it is a grind. But our guys, we talk about that all the time. And Coach Brown, our head strength coach, does a phenomenal job preparing our guys, and so they can sit there and be ready to play 10 games.
A lot of emotions ahead of this game with just it being senior day. Obviously, the title implications.
Yeah.
But what was there a moment at all this week in practice where you kind of knew your guys would be ready at all? I know that's a little bit cliche, but
Sunday. Yeah, you wonder how they're going to bounce back after that Cornell game. And I think it was one of our best practices we've had this year. And just the way they came out, didn't have to say anything to them. And they came out there just full speed, ready to go. Sense of urgency was there. Attention to detail was there. And I knew right there, I was like, this is going to be a good week. And because they knew, hey, we got to do what we got to do to make sure we give ourselves a chance.
So a lot of the guys in the press conference before this talked about preparation. How have you seen your coaching staff kind of help prepare your players for this game and just in general?
I just think our staff does a very good job. We're all on the same page. We all speak the same language. We all have the same expectations. And I think our coaches did a really good job across the board preparing each position to be ready for this game and all season. But yeah, to me, I think that's the biggest thing is believing in the same philosophy, believing in the same, what we want to do as a program. And I think they did a good job of communicating that and putting in the extra effort to put our players in the best position to be successful. And that's what we wanted to do this week. Put our guys in position to do what they can do and play with no hesitation, play with confidence. And that's what I thought we did.